What's up? Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to Trading Live with Bubba. Really quiet out there today. There was a little bit of wild action early off of the CPI number this morning. We were actually trading live and sold it up here, but right now it's very quiet. Really a lack of action. Coming forward, though, I'm going to be using. We have a trade assist program that I'll be using on this platform soon. In the next week or so. But right now, there's not a lot to do. I mean, certainly I'd be leaning to sell the NASDAQ, but I'm not really interested in getting overly involved here. It's very quiet. The general volume is extremely light. Okay. And unless we can see some participation, it's really hard to want to get excited. JP Morgan had earnings today. And if you were watching or you watch that kind of stuff, you knew it was going to be a miss because they delayed the announcement coming out, which will tell you that they were trying to wait for some more liquidity in the market. But for now, again, there's not a lot for us to do from a day trading standpoint. We will certainly look at some other trades and see if there's something to do. Our other trades from last week were winners, so that was good. We cashed those out and move on to a new week. Let's see what it looks like. But right now, again, it's pretty quiet. I don't see a lot of reason to get involved. Gold has been all over the place. Silver is exploding. If you're a silver guy or gal, silver is almost $90. So you can see that's crazy. Gold making new highs again. At some point, they'll get some selling pressure. When? Who knows? We're not going to try to predict it. But when we look at the rest of the board, now, again, we have a lot of earnings coming up starting soon. But Apple, which we did last week, it has come off, so there's really nothing for us to do here. Amazon, which we also did last week, nothing for us to do here. Coin, again, really nothing to do. So you're going to see a lot of this. You know, the lack of market participants, the lack of activity creates less opportunity, obviously. Okay, so we don't want to partake when there's not enough action. The markets don't move fast enough. They don't move enough in our favor, and they expose us to too much risk. So I think it's just easier sometimes to pass a crowd. Again, not much to do. Ether, again, you're seeing this fairly consistently, that the markets are just kind of in that malaise in that middle of nowhere. Meta is certainly one. I said last night on my Monday call that it might be worth a short, but right where it is now, it's probably a reasonable opportunity to sell some put spreads. And let's take a look at what they're trading at. META. Meta. And I'm going to do these for this Friday, the 16th. The 625, 622.50, I think is worth a play at $1.07. Okay, I think that's worth a play. So go ahead and put that in. Okay, Google, we're back to being a seller in Google. Certainly, I would look at that as well. Google. We're actually selling everything. It's just whether we sell put spreads or call spreads. And again, I am doing this for this week. Google, 337.50, 340. I'm going to sell that for $1.09. Okay, and these are again are for Friday. INOQ, nothing really to do. IWM, nothing, not close enough yet, a little bit more of a rally. MP, one to take a look at. MP. And 66, 67. Not enough juice. Okay, so we're going to pass that one. Microsoft, getting close to being a potential sell puts, but we'll wait. We've got enough open. We certainly don't want to overload ourselves. MSTR in the middle of nowhere right now. Netflix has earnings next week. There's nothing to trade anyways. It has earnings, I think, next Tuesday. NNE, nothing for us to do. Nugget, which again would be a sell. I have not done this one. We haven't done it together for a while. I get tired of getting my ass kicked on it. So again, gold just out of control. Back to the regular board. Anything for us here? No, not really. Again, we're playing a mathematical probability model, okay? And there is no reason for us to do anything right in here, okay? The only thing that was potentially close was, this bar in the NASDAQ. Again, it's no big deal. It's still right where it was. But, again, you want to make sure that you have the best opportunities and the highest probability in your favor. And I don't see it. So we'll go back here. NVIDIA, really nothing to do, right? Right dead in the middle. Palantir, dead in the middle. Again, you can see by looking at the Bollinger Bands. And by the way, these are using 3 standard deviations. 3 standard deviations is about a 91, 92% probability of a retracement. And remember, when we're selling credit, we don't have it. It doesn't have to go in our favor. We just don't want it to go against us. So if we any of this credit we've sold so far, like Meta or Google, if they sit here for 4 days, it's fine. We make money. Okay. QBTS, nothing for us to do. The Qs, nothing for us to do. SMCI, certainly could sell some put spreads here if you wanted. SMCI, let's see. SMCI. And there's not enough premium for me to get involved. So I'm going to pass that. SPY, nothing to do. XYZ, nothing to do. Tesla, nothing to do. WIN, nothing to do. XBI, nothing to do. And XLE, which I don't trade, but nothing to do. And Zoom, getting close to being a seller of some put spreads. So again, you can see it's really quiet. I mean, look, obviously we'd like to be active, but what you have to learn in this business is that sometimes no action is all the action you need. And since the markets are not cooperating, neither with volume nor real price movement, where's your edge? That's what you have to focus on, is where's your edge? I mean, certainly if Bitcoin had some real volume, we'd look at it. I mean, it certainly is blowing off to the upside. But again, I'm not interested in these light volume products because I don't want to get trapped in it. You're seeing gold coming down a little bit, but there's no trade for us. Again, you just look at these volumes. Look at the fall of all the volume everywhere. So where am I going to gain my edge? Since I'm playing every trade on the emotions of other traders, where do I see any emotion in this market? Okay, that's what you have to recognize, where there is really not much going on. We need a big volume spike and some price movement. It doesn't mean there's not other trades that you can make, but that's not the blow-off trade. That's not the trade we're trading here. And I think that's important for you to understand, that we have to be willing to wait for those trades. I mean, I give you an example. We traded twice this morning. We traded at 8:15 Eastern off the trade, the CPI number, had a big monster win. We traded at 9:15 Eastern and had no trades. Okay. So we traded 2 separate sessions this morning, excuse me, which we're going to do again tomorrow. But one created a lot of trades, a lot of action and profit. The other created nothing, 0 trades. So, and if you have any questions of what we're doing, obviously, you know where the chat is. You can chat me. We can talk. We can answer questions. I'll teach whatever I can. But if I don't know what you're thinking, I can't teach you something. So certainly if you have questions, type them in, and I'll be happy to answer for you. But in the meantime, we'll watch this. Again, I don't see a lot to do. The euro currency, if there was more volume, I'd be more interested in looking at it. Okay. Crude straight sideways after a big pop. Again, just look at the action. So where's your profit going to come from as you're looking at this? Where's your profit come from? And if you can recognize that and say, Hold on one second. My chat room is asking questions. So again, where's our edge? Where's our action going to come from? That's what we have to focus on. And I don't see any here. Do you? No, that's the key. Okay. Again, from a pattern standpoint, the euro currency is looking possible, but I don't see any emotion. I don't see any panic here in selling. So if they're not panicking, I don't want to buy. And that's the important thing that we always focus on is where's the action? Okay. I think that it becomes important to everybody to understand that the markets are open 241 days a year. We don't have to be involved every minute of every day. And if there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. Why force action when there's no action to be had? Okay. Again, all you gotta do is just look at where you are, and you're pretty much sideways in most markets. I mean, so that doesn't give me a lot of hope of things that I really want to do in here. I mean, certainly there are people that trade the edges, which works if that's what you want to do, but that's not what I want to do. Okay. I want to trade big moves, and I want to have the opportunity to make big move. I don't want to have management. I want the trades to be more automatic. And again, win or lose. They're not all going to be winners. I mean, we had a big stop out this morning. Still made a lot of money, but we had a big stop out this morning. I want to be in, out, and bang it right away. And this action that we're seeing now does not create that type of environment. Excuse me. So we're significantly far away from any Bollinger Band. So that creates nothing. So we'll just continue to watch. I mean, that's what we do. The key in this business is how patient can you be without getting yourself in trouble. Okay. So, I mean, gold's just bouncing around, but look at it. It looks like it's moving a lot, but it's really just sideways. And that the market's going to break out one way or the other from these patterns. We don't know which way. And certainly we're not getting enough volume to make a decision on which way. And that's what we have to, again, focus on, is where's the opportunity. So we did put on a trade in Google and in Meta. But, other than that, not a real lot here. So we'll continue to watch and see if anything shows up before it's time to go. But I don't see much. I think this is a good time to study, observe, learn, because other than that, I don't really see any great opportunity here that would create those profitable opportunities that we're looking for. So there you go. Gold's going to bounce up. Looks like it's going to bounce up to the top end of the range again. Okay, whatever. You got the NASDAQ breaking out a little bit. You got the S&P right at resistance. But again, you got no action here. So, how much can I make? You got a pretty lopsided market with the Dow down big, the Russell almost flat, and the S&P and NASDAQ down a little bit. So, but again, we're ready. If something should appear, I don't know what it'll be, but if something should happen, we'll be ready to go. But looks like it's going to be a short day. Looks like we'll stick around for another minute or so. But obviously, there's no reason to waste time watching the overall paint trade. So let's see what happens here. But I doubt it. So we got two trades that we have on for Friday's expiration. We had a nice week last week. We hit both of our trades then. In the meantime, I do a market 120 every morning. I give you a brief overview of the market. And until Thursday, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.